Welcome to Tarik Talk, a podcast exploring art, culture, and the stories that shape creative lives. I'm your host, Tarik Mendes, and each episode I sit down with artists and creative thinkers to talk about process, inspiration, and the moments that shape who we become. Thanks for being here. Let's get into today's episode. Welcome back to Tarik Talk. Walking into the Whitney Museum during the 2026 Biennial, you begin to feel how this exhibition is not just about what we see, but about how we assign meaning, value, and care to art itself. The Whitney, long engaged with the social frameworks of art, becomes a space where those questions are made visible. Curated by Marcela Guerrero and Drew Sawyer, this biennial brings together artists who are deeply aware of the systems surrounding art, its institutions, its economies, and its emotional weight. And Andrea Fraser's work speaks directly to that awareness. Fraser is known for her conceptual practice, often examining the structures that define the art world, how art is valued, how it is displayed, and how audiences engage with it. But here, in the Whitney Biennial, that critique takes on a deeply emotional and almost intimate form. Her sculptures, untitled Object IV, depict sleeping toddlers. At first, they appear quiet, almost peaceful. There's a softness to them, a sense of stillness and vulnerability. But as you spend time with the work, that calm begins to shift into something more complex. Fraser describes these figures as allegorical figures of art objects, and that idea changes how you see them. The children are not just representations of innocence or rest, they become stand-ins for artworks themselves, objects that require attention, that depend on care, that hold emotional and psychological value beyond their material form. And materially, these sculptures reinforce that idea. They are made from wax that never fully hardens. Unlike traditional sculpture, which often emphasizes permanence and durability, these works remain soft, unstable, and fragile. They cannot exist unprotected. Because of this, they are encased in plexiglass. That enclosure creates a tension. You can see them clearly, but you cannot access them. They are protected, preserved, and separated. Much like artworks in a museum, the glass becomes both a barrier and a safeguard. And within that space, the sculptures seem to ask something of you. To look, to care, to consider your own role as a viewer. Within the Whitney Biennial, this resonates deeply. This exhibition is concerned with relationships between people, systems, and structures. Fraser brings that conversation into the emotional realm, asking how art itself functions within those relationships. What does it mean to value an artwork? What does it mean to care for it? And how much of that value is shaped by the systems that surround it? These questions become even more layered through the presentation of her work alongside paintings by her mother, Carmen de Monteflores. This pairing introduces a person